Hey, up here! Come on! Whoa, hey, Johnnie U here. Hey, Johnnie U here, about to go see Dick. Yeah! Hey, Johnnie U here, about to go see the Muse. Now, what's a Muse, you say? Muse, noun. Any of the 9 sister goddesses in Greek mythology presiding over song, arts, poetry, and science. Ah, and she's a source of inspiration. When I come back, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, okay?
You will kindly remove your mask.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm not wearing a mask. I look this way all the time.
Get undressed.
Sounds like a great time. But first, I'm going to watch Stanley Kubrick's last film, Eyes Wide Shut, starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Baby did a bad, bad thing. Baby did a bad, bad thing.
There's 2 different kinds of desires. One that you act on, and then there's one that you think about.
You've never been jealous about me, have you?
No, I haven't.
This movie touches on desire. The fact that Tom Cruise's wife, played by Nicole Kidman, pisses his character off by saying, "Oh, I'd like to cheat on you, or I at least have thought about it."
I first saw him that morning in the lobby. I was ready to give up everything. My whole future. Everything.
After this happens, Tom Cruise leaves in a jealous rage. Then he finds himself in some compromising situations that could allow him to even the score.
How'd you like to have a little fun?
But the best part of the whole friggin' movie is when they go into this mansion and there's like this sex cult. People naked, people doing it. They're wearing masks and cloaks and everything's real secretive. Gosh, it reminds me of home.
Remove your clothes.
All right, the movie was fantastic, not just because the cinematography was great and the directing was great and the acting was superb, but there were at least 50 naked people in it.
Get undressed.
Get undressed?
Girls, I'm sorry to say you don't get to see Tom Cruise's wee-wee, but man, you get to see Nicole Kidman's ass. Hey folks, this was a great film, very sexy, not the kind that makes you horny, but just beautifully done. My hat's off to the late great Stanley Kubrick. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Hey, Johnnie U here, about to go see the Blair Witch Project, a spooky little movie about the Blair Witch. When I come back, I'll tell you a little bit about it, okay?
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
This movie's about 3 film students who go into the backwoods of Maryland to do a documentary about the Blair Witch.
She was babbling something about an old woman whose feet never touched the ground.
All right, folks, what makes this movie interesting is that they supposedly found the footage. So we don't know if it's a movie or if it's real.
It's necessary to look at the map now, even though I know where we're going, and we're going straight ahead up there.
Sure, folks, there's a lot of interesting things about this movie, but it doesn't make the movie good.
I want to apologize to my friends who saw the movie before I could see it and tell you that it sucked.
They want you to think that the movie is real, but folks, halfway through it, you realize that these people are just actors, and not good actors at that.
Wait, how could you...
Did you agree to do this project?
I did. I agreed to a scouted-out project.
And because the actors do all the filming in this movie, it looks like crap. It's shaky. It's nauseating. Another beef I had with this film is that it was supposed to be the scariest movie of the year. All I saw was kids running around. It did nothing for me. That's supposed to scare me? Seeing the back of someone's ass running away from me with a shaky camera? That's not doing anything for me. That's not fear. That's annoying. Oh my God, what is that? Folks, this was a great concept for a movie. It just didn't work. So if you want to watch an hour and a half of shaky video, break out Dad's home video of last year's Christmas and enjoy. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Oh, hey, Johnnie U here. Gonna go see a little movie called The Love Letter. Sounds like a total chick flick, but I'm gonna take a look, and when I'm done, I'll come back and tell you about it, okay?
She thinks it's from him. He assumes it's from her.
All right, the meats of the story happen in a sleepy little town where not much happens. Until one day a mysterious letter arrives and changes stuff.
Dearest, do you know how much
in love with you I am?
She thinks he wrote it. He thinks she wrote it. They think, the one lady thinks she, then the...
You think he's on dope? Looks to me like he's on dope.
It's not that kind of thing.
I'm in a mood for love.
All right, I liked it. Are you happy? I ran the gambit of emotions. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me want to fall in love again.
I think I just got lucky.
There's nothing fancy about this movie. The acting was all right, the script was all right, but it was just, gosh darn it, a warm, fuzzy movie.
I love you.
My final thought on this movie, it's cute, it's lovable, it's happy, it's a great first date film. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Good evening, folks. Johnnie U here, about to go see a scary movie about a haunted house. When I come back, I'll tell you a little bit about it, okay? All right, folks, this movie doesn't have a real deep storyline to it. It's a movie about a haunted house with really cool special effects, kind of like this one. Well, maybe better than that one. Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Anywho, the gist of the movie is that there's 3 insomniacs and a research scientist. They go into this house not knowing that it's haunted. Would you please stop it? And what's really scary about this movie is the fact that they always have things popping out at you. I hate that. Okay, this is a scary movie. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's not like real scary. It's Hollywood scary. Kind of like the haunted house in Disney, except this one's on smack.
Sort of Charles Foster Kane meets the Munsters or something.
I wouldn't get terrified over this movie because it's not a psychological thriller. After seeing this movie, you won't have trouble sleeping, put it that way. Woo! Sorry, I had to do that one last time. Anywho, folks, this isn't your touchy feel-good movie. This isn't your great acting movie. It's a spooky movie with great special effects. So bring a date so you can hold on tight. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Johnnie U here, gonna go see Arlington Road, a neat little comedy about terrorism.
In an instant, they were gone forever.
In this movie, Jeff Bridges plays a professor who teaches a course in terrorism, who also suspects his neighbor, played by Tim Robbins, is a terrorist.
He wants to see if I'm an enemy or an ally.
This movie was very suspenseful, which also made it quite comical because Jeff Bridges kept freaking out every time someone came up behind him, like in this scene. Hey, Jeff!
Good. Yeah, I was on the phone and picture was falling. Yeah, the locksmith guy's coming.
Yeah, locksmith, okay. Jeff Bridges, which is hard enough to say, his character looks into Tim Robbins' character's past to find out that when he was 16, he was arrested for making a bomb, that he keeps blueprints of buildings in his house. He changes his name to Oliver Lang. He puts 2 and 2 together and figures out that, hey, this guy's a terrorist.
Seems he got one everywhere.
The one thing that I didn't like about this movie is that it tried to suck you into Jeff Bridges' character's paranoia, and it wasn't gonna happen. They tried to make you feel his sadness and his pain and his fears, and I wasn't feeling all that. All I saw was a guy who was freaking out and crying a lot.
Are you listening to me?
Your neighbor
Yes.
is a terrorist.
Brooke, there's something going on over there.
All I wanted to do was see Jeff Bridges' girlfriend in this movie naked. Butt naked. She was cute. There was no sex scenes whatsoever in this movie. Not a happy review because it wasn't a happy movie. There was too much dying, crying, running around being paranoid. But what made it worth sitting through was the fact that it didn't have your typical Hollywood ending. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Oh, hey, Johnnie U here, about to go see Fight Club. Oh, the new movie starring Brad Pitt and Ed Norton. Oh, when I come back from kicking this guy's ass, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Oh,
I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Why? How much can you know about yourself? You've never been in a fight.
All right, folks, in this movie, Ed Norton plays a character who is sick and tired of his dull and mundane life. Ow! Stop it!
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
All right, this is where Brad Pitt comes into play. He shows Edward Norton that through aggression, he can escape his average life. Ow!
Hit me in the ear!
All right, folks, this is how Fight Club comes to be. And they soon realize that they're not the only ones that have the urge to duke it out.
Welcome to Fight Club.
All right, folks, this movie's about taking control of your life again. It's about regaining power over oneself. It's about deviating from society. You know what it's about? It's about the best damn movie I've seen all year.
First rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
I'll tell you about Fight Club. It's great acting. It's great directing. It's great cinematography. It's probably the most creative movie out there right now. Ow!
Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
All right, folks, easily the most painful review I've ever done. But it was worth it, because The Fight Club is simply the greatest movie I've seen all year. And words can't describe The Fight Club. It must be experienced. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Hey folks, Johnnie U here, about to go see 3 to Tango, starring Matthew Perry and Neve Campbell. When we come back, we're going to tell you a little bit about it, okay? Hey, Johnnie U here. As you can see, I kind of lost my head there for a moment, but it's okay because I'm going to go see Tim Burton's new movie, Sleepy Hollow. And when I come back, I'm going to put my head on and tell you a little bit about it, okay? Oh my God, Johnnie U here. I'm in hell, but I'm about to go see 3 Kings. It's a new movie starring George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, and Ice Cube. Hey, when I come back, if I make it back, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, okay? What are you guys doing out there? You're pathetic. You're losing the game. Oh, what does it matter? When we're done, I'm going to take you to the movies. We're going to go see that new movie, Any Given Sunday, starring Al Pacino and that hottie, Cameron Diaz. And when we come back, I'll make you some of those little celery sticks with the peanut butter and raisins on it, you know? Huh? Whoa! Johnnie U here. Sorry about that. Had a little too much Halloween candy last night. Anywho, I'm about to go see a spooky little movie called The House on Haunting Hill. When I come back, I'm going to tell you all about it, all righty?
Stephen, are you doing this?
All right, folks, in this movie, we've got a group of people who are invited to spend the night in a haunted house.
Let the games begin.
The catch is, in the morning, they'll get $1 million.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's if they survive.
You die, you lose.
But they soon find out that the house was once an insane asylum, and now it's haunted by the tortured souls of the criminally insane.
The house is alive. We're all gonna die.
So you're probably wondering, what's the difference between this movie and The Haunting, which came out earlier this year? Well, The Haunting had a little bit more elaborate story and it had fancier special effects. But this movie is a hell of a lot darker and way more graphic. This movie seems to follow the latest recipe for making a horror flick even creepier. You take one goofy looking ghost and shake vigorously. Oh, sorry. Come on! Folks, as far as haunted house flicks go this year, this has got to be at least, in my top 2. I mean, there's not going to be any Academy Awards or Best Actors coming out of this film, but it does its job. So if you want to go see a spooky haunted house flick, go see this one. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review. Hey, Johnnie U here, just counting down to the end of the millennium. 3, 2, 1. Oh, great, look, Satan's coming. Now it's the end of days. Hey, speaking about end of days, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger's new movie. I'll go see it, and when I come back, if there's a world left over, I'll tell you about it, okay?
Johnnie U, you have been sentenced to electrocution for your bad reviews. Do you have any last requests?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to go see that new Tom Hanks movie, The Green Mile, and when I'm done, could I come back and tell my friends about it?
No.
It kind of tickles. Hey, Johnnie U here, about to be involved in a plane crash. But luckily for me, the in-flight movie's Harrison Ford's new flick, Random Hearts. When I pull myself away from the wreckage, I'll tell you a little bit about it, okay?
The aircraft involved was a 737. She went to Miami today. I need to find out what plane she was on.
If Peyton's traveling, I don't think it's for the store.
Are you saying she lied to me?
All right, folks, in this movie, Harrison Ford's wife and Kristen Scott Thomas's husband are involved in a plane accident. But to make matters worse, they soon find out that the two were together.
If they find out about your wife, it's gossip. If they find out about my husband, it's in the newspapers.
All right, so for like the rest of the movie, Harrison Ford is obsessed with trying to figure out why his wife is cheating on him. But at the same time, he starts falling in love with Kristen Scott Thomas.
I was thinking about your mouth.
And that's what really fuels this movie, is the energy that Harrison Ford and Kristen Scott Thomas have. Like in this scene when they first meet. Okay, it's not that scene. It's the scene where, you know, they're in the woods and they're having their little rendezvous. Is there anything exciting about this movie?
It could have been amnesia.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Will there be another in-flight movie? Because this one sucks.
You better get a lawyer.
God, this movie is so boring. And Harrison Ford's acting is so dull. Harrison Ford talks like this throughout the entire movie.
Do you know that?
All right, folks, there is one good thing about this movie. I do believe it is the cure for insomnia. So if you want to spend $7 for 2 really good hours of sleep, go see Random Hearts. I'm Johnnie U, and that's my movie review.